Okay. Mary's on her way and doing pretty well there. And hopefully Felix should be here in the not too distant future. Like that.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh god. It's
Ah.
I'd say it's going, but
It's
more rolling.
I was going to say I had never thought about the wheelchair accessibility of the place, but luckily we're on street level and it's not upstairs or anything, which is good.
Yeah.
Garden District's kind of nice for that.
Yeah. I'm so glad my apartment has a lift. I have stairs in my apartment though, so that's fun.
Yeah, I'm wondering, why are you not wearing your cybernetics currently?
I'm still taking a bit of a break from them
Were they rubbing?
for my own comfort, so yeah.
Yeah, I might not be into that side of the medical equation on things, but I do understand some basic things. You did get steroid cream from the Rip and Chip, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Get some aloe vera as well. Just soak yourself. At least you don't have to do what I do. I have to fill a bathtub full of formaldehyde and just lie in it for a while. Real fun time.
Oh.
Yeah. That's how I get this wonderful complexion, really great skincare routine, right?
I mean, you are glowing.
We'll have to see if someone's been supplementing radioactive isotopes into the formaldehyde now. Thank you, Felix. Really appreciate that. Thanks for bringing that to the forefront of my mind. Absolutely love that, because I wouldn't be able to tell if I'm radioactive. Yeah, I don't want to be going around just like, hi, yes, here's some therapy and some cancer.
Sorry.
Like that bit out of fucking Watchmen, I swear. If I don't heal a fucking patient fast enough, suddenly they're dying from something else. Jeez. Good to see you on the first side of things. So, why have you come to see me today anyway? You seem in relatively good spirits, so that's a good start. You just want to sort of a check-in, or like you've been suffering recently?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's last few weeks have been a lot.
What's been going on?
Mainly because of
Because you've not been wearing them, or?
In general, I've been insanely uncomfortable with them, and I did have a very short conversation with Lorelai about it, because I don't want to walk around with prosthetics anymore. I'm kind of looking for alternatives at this
Well, I
point.
mean, I could tell you two that come straight off the top of my head. The only other two that I can think of. Although, look, maybe kind of weird. So you either got one. I know that you could go and get yourself a couple of cloned legs. Give your DNA to particular. I mean, it's probably out of the price range. It's the hard part is always going to be going to somewhere that's
I talked about that.
Yeah, you go get some cloning vats, give some meal material. They literally grow you the limbs, and then, well, actually, the hard part would be whether or not your nerves and synapses there are going to actually refire. Depends on how long you've been without them. But I just know
5 years.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a lot of dead nerves. Some probably still alive, of course, but yeah, that would make it difficult reattachment. The other option, though, you could always go magical.
Yeah, sure.
You saw what Peep was doing, right? Flying around on that board?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do the same thing, except... Now I'm thinking about it, yeah. You could technically get a couple of bands with either tensors or mage hand permanently casting to essentially either float or give repulsion. Could make you look like you're standing. You wouldn't actually look like you've got legs, but you'd still be walking like normal. You could probably freak some people out with that. Actually, might be kind of fun for you. That way you'd get to own not having legs whilst also still being able to actually sort of walk. You'd be putting your hips to use again. You'd probably have to... I mean, I'm assuming your normal cybernetics normally support the entirety of your waist so that they do all the work. So you might have to work on some like waist exercises to get the muscle back up there from some atrophy. Because you'd be standing on your own weight as opposed to having your cybernetics helping you. But yeah, you could do something magical. Or just learn fly. Just learn the fly spell and just fly everywhere. I never cast it. I have it and just never bothered casting it. Thank you, Nietzsche. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that's your main
kind
problem
of
at
what's
this
been
point?
on my mind. It's. I mean, the thing also recently, besides, being extra uncomfortable is,
Oh, I thought you were going to stop.
rekindling old relationships.
I thought you were going to stop there for a second. Just be the problem with just being so extra, and I was going to be like, "Yas, king, hold that crown up." Thank you, Felix. I feel the best way to talk with you in general is to, we keep it light. There's no need for us to get too serious about all this because you seem like a well put together guy. Like you've obviously got some problems, but the fact that you're coming to me to see about these and to get an actual decent opinion in a relaxed environment, I think that's probably the best way for you to work through things, which is kind of good.
Yeah. To get straight to the point, TLR version, my aunt kinda was at fault for me losing my legs, and I've recently started talking to her again, so...
Was it an accident or was it an intentional? There's a big difference between whether or not you're asking for forgiveness or if you're giving it.
To be honest, at this mercenary job, my aunt used to be my fun family business.
Ah, fair enough. And so...
She intentionally fed me misinformation so I would go on a certain job, and that went south, and it wasn't possible.
Ah, right. So you had a mild issue in the whole trust betrayed, and you got out of it in a less than, well, happy way.
Yeah.
At least you got out of it. That's a good thing. So are you worried, talking to your aunt, that she's got an ulterior motive for reaching out? I'm assuming she reached out to you and not the other way around.
No, actually, I got a bit sappy around Christmas time, I'll be honest. Because, first time in years...
Okay,
actually
sappy
people
or
besides me
sloppy,
and my
because,
siblings at home,
I could assume that you...
Sappy!
Well, look, getting one too many alcoholic beverages in and getting a bit sloppy and starting to send texts to everyone, we've all seen people do it.
I mean, to be fair, alcohol might have been a play as well, but...
Yeah, you see?
It's just...
I hate to call you out like that, Felix, but I'm gonna do it. It's kind of my job.
Yeah, no, it's just... Usually it's always been me, my siblings, and her. after that whole thing, and I figured out that she also lied to me about it. It's just been me and my siblings, and last Christmas we had Marcus, we had Hellman, we had a few other friends there, and it's
Oh, that's nice.
Brought memories back.
Having people around.
So I did reach out to talk to her. And then I pushed the whole meeting away as far as I could because I realized I'm not ready for that. And also taking care of Marcus came first.
Yeah, fair enough. Poor guy goes through more than enough things, as you, very well aware. Currently, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to know that you reached out to almost try to bury the hatchet and not bury the hatchet in them.
I was tempted. I'm not going to lie, but
yeah, no, I could assume that. That was straight up into my assumptions there.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't really have worked with her because woman is okay. Context: we're not blood related. She's a dragon.
Oh, adoptive aunt.
That wouldn't have worked. Yeah.
Yeah, considering. Understandable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it would have. It just wouldn't have done much. If you could actually have, buried it in them, kind of. Yeah. Considering all things currently going on social media that I have seen involving dragons and people burying hatchets, yeah, not a good thing.
Yeah, no. There's also a thing she did kind of almost get us in trouble with that because she's also on the hunt list apparently, so that's fun.
Yeah, I'm dealing with more than enough things currently myself to, not want to get involved in things that I can actively not have to involve myself in, which is good. Yeah, no, Ater remembers things on Metagram. The fact that you're here at all, though, kind of proud of you there, Felix. The fact that, you're not the biggest fan of this kind of thing in the first place.
Yeah, it's I'll be honest, it's the environment mostly, because,
Yeah, welcome to, the Garden District. I don't exactly have enough credits to get myself an office. That's why I pay the guy that owns this place a few credits and he steps out for a bit of time. Every hour I go over, just a couple of more. It's not too bad. It's what having 6 jobs allows me to do, at least.
yeah, God. Oh.
Won't help anyone.
I mean, I have my 2, technically 3 at the moment, so.
And demographics.
You have to afford to live in gardens somehow.
Look, this is why I live in the weeds. Absolute ass end. Like, lowest of the low. Pretty much a hovel. People look at Garden and go like, oh, Garden's a nice district. Oh, Garden's really good. Yeah, if you're in the middle section of it.
Yeah, exactly. My apartment, my in quotation marks, my apartment is nice and all, but still not the very best area.
I mean, the only reason that I get away with any of the shit that I do in, my place is because I don't have a kitchen.
Oh.
And, I mean, I say bathtub, it's more like a couple of, old oil drums that were scrubbed clean and, welded together into, a trough more than anything.
If it works, it works.
Yeah. I just like to use the fancy ways of saying things sometimes,
Yeah.
I'm a mental health assessment professional instead of a shrink. Yeah, Ater's bedroom is literally the trough, the bath.
The fancy way always makes one feel nice, so...
Yeah. You know. It's like someone that works at a gas station saying that they're a fuel distribution remunerations technician. Sounds really fancy. Really, that's just the guy that's pumping your gas. Although I suppose anything that says medical professional at least sounds way fancier straight away. But that's just how people are.
Yeah.
I think you've got, surprisingly, yourself relatively sorted out, though. It's a rarity. I think you're here more looking for someone that can actually give you confirmations on things. You've got ideas, you've got thoughts. You just want someone to give you a yes or no on them.
In a way, yeah, but it's... I'll be honest, I do seem like I'm well put together. My brain's still scrambled, and it always also depends on who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to you, I kind of force myself to sort myself out. If Marcus was in front of me, the emotional element would be back. Like, as I am, the whole thing with my aunt is still freaking me out, because the talk was nice. It was nice. I did scream at her for 5 minutes, and afterwards I...
Understandably so. I mean, you know, you lost some limbs because of their choice to do something to you. That's pretty much what one would quantify as well within your rights.
Yeah, the thing is, I thought I would be... Like, I mean, I was already angry back then when I kicked her ass out, but... I don't feel as angry as I should. Or I feel like I should.
I mean, that's how
To me, that
forgiveness
was,
works.
I saw a family member again.
Yeah. Look, you're upset over what happened, obviously, but as you said, 5 years, right? Long time to get a lot of perspective on things.
Yeah, 3 since I found out that she lied. So
Still.
That's also the thing.
Well, I'm assuming you were still upset with her for the 2 years of sending you on that in the first place. The 3 years of having known that she lied and coming to terms with that as well also helps. The fact that you knew what her choice had caused, and that you have worked through that to get to where you are now, goes to show the fact that you're still thinking logically about things, but there is still a level of care there because, well, even though you got maimed because of someone else's actions, you realize that that could have happened at any time to anyone in any way because that's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I'm assessing the fact that you also are looking at a family member that you haven't seen in a long time, someone that you obviously were close to, especially if you followed in a family business with them specifically. I'm assuming you also don't have that many other members of family left. Not a lot of people around Zafira do in general.
No, it's... Blood family is just me and my siblings, so...
Yeah.
And then there's her, like... Yeah. It's also, like, she's actually trying to do better, which I didn't expect. Like, I mentioned when we first
because
talked,
you reached out,
briefly that, you know... Yeah, no, the thing is, like, when I first, when we first had a chat, I briefly mentioned that my aunt is an alcoholic. She's been sober for almost a year.
Oh, good on her. Ask to see her token sometime. I mean, if you're looking to actually reconnect with her and form a meaningful bond about things, asking her about the things that she's gone through in the time that you two haven't been talking is definitely a good start. And sure, that's never going to be water under the bridge, because you are, no matter what, going to hold some resentment for the loss of something like that because of someone else's actions. But that doesn't mean that you can't be the bigger person and walk past it. Sorry, bad joke.
Roll past it.
Currently, yes. Sorry, I'm used to you wearing your cybernetics most of the time, okay? Like, at least I said walk, not strut. Yeah, that's right, Felix. Just strut down our street, sassy turn into an emotional relationship with a family member again. Then pose, and reform.
Fucking hell.
I mean, that's the main thing. Even though you harbor some resentment and anger about what has been done, technically, her lying to you was to get you to do something. Yes. She didn't expect that it was going to be this outcome. But at some point, you are probably going to want to sit her down and ask her why she did that. If you don't already know, getting a clarification as to why she lied to you to specifically get you to do that mission, that would probably be a good place. Because if she can come clean to you with that, if she can sit down with you and openly and honestly answer you about why she did that to you, you can move past that. And however you want, walking, rolling, crawling if you even want. That's right, Felix. Do the worm past the emotional trauma. There we go.
For fuck's sake.
That's if she's being honest with you. Okay? As much as I'm gonna joke and keep things lighthearted, the fact that she did make an obvious mistake in deceiving you, in telling you to do something because she obviously wanted it done, which is not okay. Like, abusing the trust, especially of a member of family, is not something people should do. Not unless it's a well-established thing that you're in an absolute shithole of a family. But obviously, up until that point, you wouldn't have gone into doing the same work if you hadn't had them as a role model. If you didn't care about them and they didn't care about you. I'm assuming she probably helped train you even.
Nah, so we kind of helped each other build things, basically.
See? So you did have a mutual respect built up, but obviously, whatever it was that she needed out of what she got you to do was that important that she was willing to betray the entirety of all that trust and care and that familial bond that you had built together. So, that is going to be your make or break with whether or not you want to connect. As much as you've reached out and as much as you're moving past the fact that she's the reason that you are in the current situation you are, the fact of the matter is that until she tells you the exact reason and you can understand why she did that and see whether or not what she got out of it was truly worth the cost that it was to you and to your relationship with her, that's going to be the hard part. Once you've figured that out, then you can start actually getting onto a proper discourse with her, talking about the good old days and become more like a family again, potentially. If you're looking for that kind of thing, obviously.
I mean, somewhat. I know my sisters miss her.
I mean, I'm assuming she didn't do anything to your sisters, right?
No.
Well, then, I mean, that's... have you been actively keeping your sisters from seeing her?
No. So, both of them are younger than me. The middle child, like, she knows what happened. She is staying away from her that's her own choice.
Personal reasons,
And-
yes.
Yeah, and my youngest sister, she's 16. She actually reached out to her like a few months ago on her own without telling me. Which would
Oh.
have been the only thing I would have wanted out of it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
tell
you can't hold it against
Let me
them,
be
though, right?
sure,
Because
you know?
you're still
Yeah,
upset
I
with
can't.
them. Yeah. The fact you're understanding about that in the first place
Yeah,
goes to show that you're at least caring.
Yeah, I mean, I understand she wanted to see her aunt. Like, she was 10 when you know.
When it all
Yeah.
went down, yeah. Understandable. And she knows that
Like,
she
the
has a
only
member
thing
of
I'm
family she
genuinely
hasn't
mad
really
about
seen.
is, the only thing I'm genuinely mad about is I am literally telling her, I am getting hunted by dragon hunters. I am going to stay away. Please tell your brother. And not telling me. That's what I'm pissed off about.
Oh! Well, that your sister didn't tell you that...
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose now this does throw into light why you probably want to rekindle a bit more of your relationship, because if she is being actively hunted and does pass, you can't get the closure you want, whether or not you should truly be angry or should actually forgive her and
Yeah.
accept her back into your life again. But you also then have to think of whether or
And
not,
even
if she is hunted, how will you feel? Relieved that she's gone or angry that she's gone? Because what she tells you about why this occurred will be the change in which of those two options you take.
I mean, in the past, I would have been sitting there like, oh, nice, good entertainment. Glad that's happening, but I'm not. Yeah, that changed. It's weird. I mean, makes sense, I suppose, but still, it's.
You're doing the best you can. And that's all that really matters. In the end of things, the fact that you're just doing your best, that you're actively trying to find a resolution, that you've started working towards something that you feel that you need, that's a good thing. You should be proud of yourself. The fact that your sisters are also probably coming along with this for you as well, it might make you closer with them. It might push you apart. Who knows? Like, I don't know how your first younger sister, not your second, your first, how her being understanding in your current situation, how close she is with you, may or may not affect whether or not she wants to help you in the journey or not. Obviously, your youngest sister knows that she wants to find out what happened for herself, but also wants to connect in her own way. Family dynamics are difficult, especially when, of course, you don't really have much family.
It's a little bit I have is. Yeah.
You know, Felix, I don't really tell people about my family. Would you like to know my family for context?
Up to you.
My mother was a crack whore. My father was her pimp. So I came up in a very kind of twisted way about seeing how family dynamics work. And I've moved very far past that. Because I know not all families are like that.
Yeah.
Now, I can't forgive them for how I grew up. One, they're dead. Long so. I don't even know if I've got any siblings. Don't know if my family's genealogy even passed along. So, who knows? Maybe I've got some very distant relatives that I'm a great, descendant of, technically. Who only knows? But the fact that you're still reaching out to try and actually find a connection, even after you've gone through something that was caused that has done that to you, because you didn't get to walk away, because you cared, it's a good thing. You're being the bigger person.
He's trying to.
That's all people need to do sometimes. People really forget that trying is not as hard as actually doing. Because people can try all they like. They'll put all the plans in place, they'll put it on the table, and they'll say they're trying. But actually going out there and doing that, completely different. And you're doing. You're wanting to figure things out.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be worried about all these kind of things, okay? Take it in your own stride. I really have to stop making fucking puns.
Don't worry, I'll walk it off.
Nice. Well played. Good job, Felix. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You want me to draw you some legs on? Maybe it'll make it a little...
No, please.
Best part about magical ink doesn't come off until I want it to. That's right.
Yeah, still, no. It's bad enough that they apparently look like Christmas hams, okay? It's...
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's bad enough that I'll make myself hungry. Stop.
It's okay. Well, I haven't in a long... Yeah. Let's not worry about me eating people, okay? I don't eat anymore. I don't need to.
Yeah, honestly, out of the two of us, I'd be more worried about myself than you.
Yeah, okay, Felix, now, if you look down and decide just to nibble, I'm going to actually have to, probably commit you somewhere for your own safety, okay? Please don't just decide to just...
eat myself. Don't worry.
Felix, there are people that will commit autofellatio on their self. The fact that if someone eating themselves is not far outside of the ballpark. You think I'm not worried about that? I'm worried about that.
Okay, I would never do that. Don't worry.
Good.
Genuinely.
Not unless someone snuck in and took a slice. It was like, here you
That's
go.
a different story,
Yeah.
but not myself.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start measuring your stump, make sure no one's taking like a slice here or there. Just trying to shave you down a little bit.
God.
Has no place here. I can tell you that for free. Won't save you now. I think you're doing the right things though. You're questioning your reasoning for wanting to do this. You're looking for answers. You're going about this in a sensible way. You're not getting too emotionally invested. You're holding yourself at the right emotional distance, ready to make sure that if you have to push those feelings away again, that you can, because you understand why you may or may not want to give in to them. You're doing a good job. Probably one of the more solid jobs of people actually coming to terms with trauma that I've seen in quite some time. You're really a step above the rest.
God damn it.
It's a quip, not a slope, Felix. Don't worry. You're not going to roll down it.
God. The worst part is I can just...
The fact you play into it as well
Making
shows that
Brooks
you're...
has turned me into a pun machine.
Yeah, you see. This is the good thing. The fact that you're still willing and able to be relaxed, joke about your current situation after all this time. You're not bitter about it. You're actually letting it pass. Like, you don't know me that well. Like, we've talked a few times, you know, on a good footing, good terms. And the fact that we can sit here and just shitpost about your current situation, and the fact that you're willing to reciprocate that and keep a good mood, it's not something everyone could do.